I don't know if he actually writes these books, but the covers are insane. The physical manifestation of Wordle my as a slightly frustrating but ultimately rewarding and meditative daily routine.
That, it's very Henry Miller-esque. It's like, it's a lot of words, it's a little grotesque, but it moves you. It moves you. It lifts your spirit. It elevates your soul.
By the 5-star rating I gave my own book because I think I did a good job and I deserve it.
Wait.
Welcome back, everybody. Woo!
Heyo.
Starting off strong.
Behind the scenes.
Oh my
You know,
God.
we're going to start like paywalling that content. Like all the behind the scenes stuff, that is literally about to be
Patreon exclusive.
Patreon exclusives.
Or as they talk about it on the Trixie and Katya channel, the P-slur.
The P-slur.
That's Patreon, is the P-slur.
The P-slur! Wait, it really does kind of feel like a slur at this point.
Yeah, because it feels like a cash grab. So
Well,
calling it, it is. They're calling it the P-slur, which I find so funny.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Well,
They're
welcome
so
to Book Report episode 3.
I can't believe it's episode 3.
I know. I feel like we started this whole thing kind of on a whim, and now we're just continuing to do it.
You know,
And people in my life are like talking to me about it, like in real life too, which is great.
I love that. I think that the book report is really fun. And I think that it allows us to show kind of the range of our reading.
Yeah.
And I don't know, get into some like different topics than we'd normally talk about. I think like our last episode, we were kind of going deep on some stuff. And I don't know, like I like diving in on some like different hot topics.
Yeah. I mean, like we talk about, I think we talked about it either last month or the month before. Like we have Plot Twist, which is, horror thriller. And then I have the Gay Panic, which is queer. And then you're going to be starting another one coming up soon. We have
excited.
projects. We'll
good.
announce soon. So stay tuned. But, there are so many other books that we read in our lives. And the fact that we have a platform to be able to talk about those is so nice.
It is nice.
Brandon is so tired of hearing me talking about books with him.
That's so funny. I'm sure he's not.
Well,
it's okay.
Hopefully August treats you better and you can get some more reading done, because I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books in the month of July.
What the heck? You're being competitive with me again.
I know. Honestly, you talked about the fact that the first episode, what was the June episode, how I had read like 3 or 4 and you blew me out of the water. It was such a kick in the pants. I was like, I can't let this happen again.
You can never let it happen. And then like as you like built up momentum, I was like,
there can only be one Supreme.
Honestly, Chanel 1 and Chanel 2.
We can't all thrive. One of us has to suffer.
Wait, how's your foot?
Oh, girl. Okay. So I had a follow-up.
What is happening?
I had a follow-up x-ray and he basically confirmed that it is not a fracture. It is a birth defect.
My little defected baby.
All right. So for the month of July, I read...
Back to books.
I know, back to books. I read Death on the Nile, which we can talk about if we absolutely need to. The Tuxedo Society, which that episode went out last week. So go take a listen to it, because my God, were their opinions shared.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, we're not going to always pick the best books for the book club. Sometimes it's just a book that looks interesting and neither of us have read it, and so we pick it. And then sometimes one or more of us don't like it.
And also, I think it's good to like try new things and like expand into different authors you've never read. Like, I think it's good. Like sometimes when you have like something that isn't great, it's just like, well,
it was so
this is
promising.
how you can talk about something that you don't necessarily like.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
It was promising because the author, Paul Rudnick, he wrote the screenplay for Addams Family Values, which is like one of the best comedy films
Hmm.
of that era. So I was like, okay, well then this is going to be incredible because obviously he knows what he's doing. And there were moments that came through of like he knows what he's doing.
Right.
You know, I felt comfortable with how everything was sort of unfolding. But watch the episode. I'm not going to go too much into it because Ben, I think
it's
really
like
hammers it home.
I think it's one of those things like Princess Bride. Like
Mm,
it's a comedy book. It has all the elements that say, "Hey, this should be funny."
yeah.
And then it's like you're just like pummeled with like things.
Joke after joke after joke.
Yeah, and it
like
can
the
just be
connective
tiring.
tissue wasn't there. Like the way I described it is it was a collection of set pieces with no hallways. Like the way we got from scene to scene would have made more sense as a movie. And so I think that was sort of part of it.
He's just in a different medium than he usually is in.
Yeah, like the literary transition versus a movie transition from a writing perspective are just super different.
Right.
Not that I would know much about that, but like I've read scripts and I've read books. It's fine. Like the level of detail from one scene into the other wasn't great. And so there were times where I was like, wait, what's going on? Where are they? What's happening?
Right.
Like how did what happened in the previous scene get us to where we currently are? And it just was wild. I read A Parade of Horribles, which is the most recent Dungeon Crawler Carl book, so I am now officially caught up.
Oh my gosh.
Which I am so
you burned through those
happy
books.
about. God, they were so good.
They are.
I will say, like, I read the first 3 or 4 in rapid succession, just right after the other. And then 5 and 6, I loved those books. They were very, very good. But it did take me a little bit more time to sit down and commit to opening them.
Because you also had a lot of other things that were kind of interesting.
I had a lot of other things going on, and sitting down to an 800-page book is very intimidating. Like even as somebody who reads a lot, sitting down to a very long book, because you're not only committing to starting this book, you're committing to finishing the book. And for me, I can't read more than one physical book at a time. So by starting an 800-page book, I am committing to the amount of time that it's going to take to read that book and not read anything else during that time period.
Right.
And so that to me was sort of the like, oh shit, okay. Like, you know, when do I in my life of doing this have 3 weeks? Let's say, not that it took me 3 weeks, it took me like 6 days, but like there are other books that I quote unquote have to read. And so carving out the time for that long of a narrative was difficult.
Totally. It's hard.
I got there. I finished it. I'm very happy to have finished it. If anybody hasn't started Dungeon Crawler Carl, first of all, get on Instagram because
I know.
How have you not even heard of this?
I know. So good. It's so fun.
The book is incredible. The physical books are incredible. The audiobooks are
good.
Beyond incredible. Like they just cast him.
The audiobook narrator just got cast as the cat, which is a very fun character, Princess Donut.
Thank God, too, because that Princess Donut voice is so iconic.
If it was anyone else, I know. If it was anyone else, I would be like,
weird. So weird. I could also see him doing voices for a lot of the like alien characters too.
Or like the goblins.
Yeah. Like I see him sort of being used as like first of all, it's being produced by Seth MacFarlane. So he understands the idea of playing a ton of characters. He does it all the time.
Right. He can manage
like I could see a world where Seth MacFarlane goes to Jeff Hayes and is like, listen, bud, you're about to do a ton of voice acting.
That's so
and just
funny.
like
I would
bring
love
him
it.
in to do other characters. I could see that as happening.
He really, I mean, honestly, him doing the audiobook, like I listened to a preview of it and I was like, I have to get the audiobook. And then I was listening to the audiobook and I was kind of like listening to it when I was working and I was like, I'm missing things and this is way too entertaining. So I went and bought the book and then started from the beginning and started reading the book. And so I'm like, okay, this is like what I missed. But I feel so I'm going to like read the actual book first and then I'm gonna just like have the audiobook and like listen to it because it's so fun to listen to like while you're working or just like working out or going for a walk. Like it's really entertaining.
It has like an endless re-listen. But I agree that it's probably best for a book like Dungeon Crawler Carl to read it physical first, especially once you start to get to like 6, 7, and 8. where every paragraph is critically important to understanding what's going on. Like, especially book would have been book 7, which was This Inevitable Ruin, is like these enormous battle set pieces.
That is
Right? And like
crazy.
each individual sentence is like, this person is with this person and this person doing this thing. Next sentence. This person is with this person doing this thing with these people. And like you get to the next paragraph and they start referencing something that happened 2 paragraphs before that was just this little throwaway sentence. Like you have to read it so carefully that like if I was doing the audiobook and I wasn't just like, you know, doing my crazy thing of wearing my like eye mask with the headphones and just like laying there and letting it,
Kind of
you
need
know,
one of those.
play.
Yeah.
If I wasn't doing that, I'd be so lost. I'd be so confused.
Yeah. I'm already kind of getting the sense of that even in book 1. It was like I just actually wanted to have like a closer read rather than like a sort of passive read like some of the books I did this month.
Yeah. Speaking of, and we're gonna have to loop back to this one because the next book on my list is The Midnight Train. And we're gonna also talk about his announcement.
God, I don't even think that's real. That's gotta be a prank. I think it's a prank.
I think you are hoping it's a prank. We'll get back to that one. I also read My Husband's Wife, Alice Feeney. It was good, as you could tell by my very muted reaction.
It was good.
It was fine. It was
Not
good.
every book is supposed to just be the best thing you've ever read. And I think that anyone that acts like that is delusional. Some books are just relaxing reads, you know? Like you don't always need to have your life change. You don't always need to learn something. Sometimes you just want to kick back and turn your brain off.
Time.
Kind of.
It was a good time. It was one of, I would say, probably of all the Alice Feeney books I've read, probably the most confusing Alice Feeney book.
But does that make it fun? Or was it like confusing in a like difficult to process way?
Both.
All of the above.
All of the above. No, I mean, I had a fun time reading it. It was very much in that same vein of the airport thriller, right? Like, it's the book that I would have loved to have read on a nonstop from San Francisco to New York.
And that's why they have it stocked in the airport.
Just to pass the time. Would have had a grand time sipping my, you know, Chardonnay on a plane and reading an Alice Feeney book. It's if you're gonna, and I've been saying this to people recently, and I'm really trying to like, as we are doing more like literary discussion online, I'm trying to find my like key talking points and like synthesize things down to like, how do I really feel? And how does this sort of make sense in the grand scheme of things? And I feel like when it comes to people who are not readers per se, you need to find something that's at least interesting enough for you to read 20 pages a night. Because if you can get through 20 pages every night, and it's a 300-page book, in 2 weeks, you will have finished that book. Like, I think part of the issue, and, you know, to kind of jump back a little bit to this idea of the 800-page book, I think so many books online right now that are so popular are 600 pages, 700 pages, 800 pages.
Most of the books I read.
Most of the books you read. Non-readers are looking at this and being like, well, shit me. Like, I'm not going to sit there and read, you know, Fourth Wing, which is a 500-page dragon porno, like, because it's just too long. Like, and we talked about this last week with the Tuxedo Society. Sometimes a book just needs to be entertaining. There is a reason why this country fell in love with Love Island. It is sometimes you just want to read a book about crazy people doing stupid things just to laugh.
And honestly, my way of unwinding is reading. Like, I don't ever feel like I'm going to go relax and watch a TV show. If I have a TV and I just want background sound.
Or it's a TV show like based on a book that I've read, then I'll watch it.
That's even rare for me. Like, I truly, like, if I want to turn everything off and like chill, it's going to be with a book. Like, I'm going to be curled up with my Kindle and just like, and so, yeah, there is definitely something to having like chiller books. And I read a lot of books at the same time, which is why I haven't finished anything. I'm like working my way through 400 books. My currently reading is outrageous. You've made fun of me for that before.
Yes, I have. And
my
I will
Goodreads
you
is
too.
Stupid. But yeah,
y'all should try to find hers. You're not gonna find mine, but you should try to find hers.
actually, I'm fine if people want to find mine. It's under Jam Haynes. You can also find the books I've written on there, and you can see what people review them and see that they adore them.
Can you still purchase those?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Make some extra
Mhm.
coins.
So, I mean, most of the time with every book we've read, I don't think we've really disagreed on anything. But eventually, I am certain there will be something we disagree on,
Yeah.
and
And
I
I
think
feel
it's
like it's
fine.
coming. I feel like it's coming
I don't
with
even
plot
know.
twist. Not the one that's coming
Uh,
out next week, but we haven't announced it as of the release of this episode, but the one that we're doing for September.
Oh.
There might be some fighting. I don't know yet. I haven't read it.
I'm 3 pages in.
It just came in the mail
get
today.
in there. I just wanted to get in there, see what's going on.
It just came in the mail, and I will say I bought it off of ABooks, ABEBOOKS, .com. Love,
Mhm.
not
Mm.
sponsored, but please, willing and open. Slide into my DMs.
Right.
And the copy that was sent to me was library bound. And I was like,
Oh,
that's crazy.
love.
So
That's
it's a really,
actually
really
so
nice,
cool.
very beautiful copy. And I also completed my Ryan La Sala library collection.
Yeah, you basically have just gotten all his books at this point.
I do have them all.
Biggest fans, love
Huge
him.
fans, Ryan, love. But I bought
and he has the
quote.
best vibe. Online, he is so fun and nice. I'm like, what? There couldn't be a better person to support. Seriously.
I bought a quote unquote new copy.
Oh, nice.
Do you see the gaping hole?
Well, yeah, that's okay. You're gonna be all right.
Pissed.
See,
I'm
look,
a little
the thing
pissed.
is, I'm really rough on my books, so they don't last. You have actually inspired me to not be so rough on my books, but I might be,
Books are expensive and pretty, and I'd like to keep them that way. I will say that Ben came over because we were doing a dinner, him and I, to talk through some future plans, and why not go get $100 worth of dumplings and a bunch of beer. So we did that, and he came over and borrowed some books from me. He borrowed Yesteryear, which, if anybody is curious about my particular feelings about that novel, you can go check out last month's book report episode because other people have, and they had thoughts.
My goodness.
He also borrowed Between Two Fires, which is incredible.
I'm reading
and we
it
talked
right now.
about, I think that was the June episode, so the one that came out in July, episode 1. And then he also borrowed Argyle, which I've never read, but I know the movie was a movie that was made.
You know what? It's just one of those cute books.
But what I have heard is that the book is not the movie. That the movie is about it's the quote unquote true story of the author writing Argyle, whereas the book Argyle is just the Dua Lipa storyline within the movie.
Okay, I didn't see the movie. You're talking about Dua Lipa. I don't know what's going on.
Dua Peep. No, yeah, it's Argyle the book is a traditional spy thriller. It's fun, but it's still a traditional spy thriller. Whereas the movie is this
it's about
weird
the author
meta
of the spy thriller where she becomes a spy.
Yes.
Was my takeaway from the trailer.
Yes.
You know what? I think I need to soften my heart towards Argyle.
You need to let love in. Yeah.
I probably should watch it and open my heart.
I'm going to read the book first, but I've owned the book for 3 years and I still haven't read it. So who knows? But yeah, so he borrowed books from me.
Your huge though.
It's multiple bookcases. Yeah, right. It's really annoying. And I keep buying more books. We were at, okay, first of all, I'm a gay man. Everyone could get over it. We were at Lazy Bear, which is a gay festival in the mountains. And I brought books to read, which I inevitably didn't because I was in a house with 10 of my closest gay friends.
Right. I thought it was very sweet that you said you were going to try though.
I read 100 pages, which I feel
okay, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot for a normal person.
It's a lot
a
for
drop
an hour.
in the bucket for me.
It's a lot for an hour.
I guess. I was reading Be Dazzled, which is a Ryan La Sala book because I am trying to read them all. And then, as part of this event, the book club the bookstore in Guerneville was doing 15% off for if you were there for Lazy Bear, you got 15% off from the hours of 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., which is very early in the morning when the previous night's festivities went till 2:00.
Yeah.
So I had to get my ass into gear. Brandon stayed at the Airbnb. I got there at like 10:55 to get my books.
Also,
but I got Chuck Tingle's Fabulous Bodies.
Yeah, their bookstore was cool. And John of John.
And John of John.
Yeah. I don't know how you skipped John of John. There was another one we were talking about. Or was it John of John?
We were talking about John of John, but we were also talking about May We Feed the King.
Yes.
Which is the other Booker long list.
Yeah.
It's in the mail.
Of course. Okay, so
she's on her way.
You actually have me wanting to buy physical books more. For so long, I've been kind of on the go and just doing the Kindle thing. But when you talk about your book collection and I don't know, like when you were talking about how like pretty your books were, I was like, all right, I'm buying books again. You got me. Like,
we're in the process of redoing our master bedroom right now. And so when that process is done, I am going to do the Billy bookcase thing where you buy the bookcases and then you buy the trim molding from Home Depot
to
make it look like a built-in. When that's all done, everyone's going to get a book tour.
Like the one I showed you with the ladder. Oh, I love it.
So that's the plan. But yeah, I'm really excited. Chuck Tingle, the only thing I know about Chuck Tingle is those fake book covers where it's like getting by the existential dread of your parents aging.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
oh, man.
Let me see if I can find some great examples. I don't know if he actually writes these books, but they are, the covers are insane. The physical manifestation of Wordle my butt as a slightly frustrating but ultimately rewarding and meditative daily routine.
That, it's very Henry Miller-esque. It's like, it's a lot of words. It's a little grotesque, but it moves you. It moves you. It lifts your spirit. It elevates your soul.
By the 5-star rating I gave my own book because I think I did a good job and I deserve it. It's too real.
He is a contemporary Henry. He's our Henry. He's our Henry.
So I haven't read one of his like traditional books, but very excited for that.
Yeah.
But the joke I was making to Brandon was that I got negative reading done on vacation because I brought books, didn't read them, and purchased more.
And bought books. I know. Hey, it's a souvenir. It's a souvenir.
My TBR page count keeps going up, which is not the direction it needs to go in.
I bought some. I had this huge shopping spree like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Barely touched them. And
I
then
remember you telling me about this.
And then bought more. And then I bought more. So yeah, my TBR is growing too, but I don't know. I feel like
it does make me feel good. Like when Ben came over to borrow the books, it made me feel good that I had them to lend out to people. But I am a little bit like on edge because I'm like, please don't damage them.
Yeah.
My babies. Don't damage my babies.
I've definitely like accepted that if I like loan someone a book, it's not going to come back pristine at all. Like I accepted that.
I kept the dust jackets.
Oh, see, that's smart.
I didn't let him take the dust jackets, and because I've done this before where I've lent a book out to a person and it actually like kind of turned me off from lending books out because he returned it and had used the dust jacket to keep his place in the book.
Okay, I'm guilty of that.
Which is fine if that is what you do with the books that you own.
Right.
If you're using somebody else's book, use a bookmark. In fact, use the thinnest bookmark you can find.
You really should do a crash course in book care.
Listen, these people out here testing my last nerve.
So funny.
I also am really excited about the fact that we figured out how to edit this podcast to add in censor bleeps.
Oh, I know. That's really going to help us.
That's a fun new thing that's going to start with this next plot twist episode. Also, apologies, everybody, for the fact that apparently I let a couple social media clips slip through that were just full spoilers of books. And we have gotten called out. So huge apologies on that end. We are working to create a little graphic to go in front of our shorts that say spoiler warning for, and then the name of the book. And that is going to be added in for social media clips going forward, starting with the plot twist episode that comes out next week.
We're trying to protect hearts.
We are. And I get it. I do. Especially So okay, when we read Song of Achilles and people were like, wow, way to spoil Song of Achilles. And our like running joke inside was like,
I know.
that book came out 3,000 years ago. If you don't know that Patroclus dies, then sorry. But now that we're covering more modern, like came out in the last year kind of stuff, I get it. Like, I'm sorry. It was about the Riley Sager book.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is, because I don't think anybody cared if we were spoiling what was the Gay Panic book. I don't even remember. It wouldn't have been
Dead?
Song of Achilles. I
Dead
think
of
it was Dead
Summer?
of Summer. Yeah. Because enough people actually watched that episode that I don't think other people were finding it on social media. But I get spoiling Riley Sager. I do. And I apologize. I will say that that book came out 5 years ago. So he's written more books since then.
It's so funny.
But people find books when they find them.
Right.
So, all right, next on my list, I have It Could Have Been Her, which was the new Lisa Jewell, which, Lisa, you still owe me a signed copy. And I'm not going to hunt you down for it, but I did break my foot and couldn't go to your book signing. So if you could at least send me like a nameplate and I'll just smash that sucker in, like, I would love that. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Our queen, Jane, makes a comeback from the original book.
This one is about Jane?
Yeah, girl. This one is
Okay.
about Jane discovering that she wants to be a private investigator.
That's really fun. I loved Jane.
It is quite possibly one of the darkest books I've ever read.
Well,
The ending, which I'm not going to spoil, because I would like for you to read it. I think you would have a fun time.
mhm.
The ending solution to what had been going on is so thoroughly up, and it's crazy because like we've talked to Lisa. She's just like a nice British lady.
Yeah.
I'm like, who hurt you? Who hurt you?
You know, I feel like
Like,
the books that we read of hers first were like, did we read her most calm books that she's ever written?
I don't know.
Now, like, working our way up, and I'm like, whoa.
Or maybe it's just that like we write from a very personal place of damage. And so whenever I'm reading like other people's work, I'm just sort of assuming that it's coming from like a working through their own trauma situation.
It's like,
And
no,
so I'm
she's
like,
just having a romp.
she's just having a good time. But it was very good. It was very complicated the way that it was written, but she handled it really, really well, which is always nice when that happens, because
Right.
sometimes people do the back and forth timeline thing, and then by the end of it, you're like, where am I?
Exhausted. Yeah.
She did a really good job. The characters were incredibly complicated. I will say that one of the characters, I think she should go. How do I put this in a way that's gonna not be too weird? I think that she could have gone further in the way that he puts himself into situations that are not healthy and finds finds better motivation as to why he continues to do that.
Interesting.
She touches on it, so it was there, but I really liked that piece of it, and I wish she had spent just a little bit more time stretching out that thread and really pulling in this guy and why he stays with these people. And I think that would have been, I mean, it was great regardless. This is just like a wish list item. I would have liked to have seen that a little bit more.
She really does explore people's psyches, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Like, that was like one of the things that we talked about in her first book that we read together. It was just like, why would you do this? And then it's like, why would you do this? You know, like getting into like their motivations and like, would you do that? I guess I could see why you would do that. You know, it's fun.
I think that's what I liked about her is that the motivations of the characters are always pretty clear.
She puts them in hot water, boiling.
She puts them in hot water,
scalding hot water.
But before she does that, you as a reader have a very clear idea about who this person is. And so it's not like I feel with some thrillers where they get into the situation really early and they haven't developed as a character enough yet. And so you're sort of their personality and everything about them is sort of being just revealed to you ad hoc as things happen, where it's like, you know, you're 140 pages in and suddenly you learn that this person like has this past familial trauma and therefore they are the way that they are. But that personality trait hadn't factored in up till that point. But then it's a really important personality trait. Like she does that too, that slow burn.
Yeah.
But once you get to that point where you're like, oh, that's why this person is, for example, so compassionate. They were already very compassionate. We're just learning why. And I think she does a really good job of that. And so chef's kiss, Lisa, you have at least partially redeemed yourself from the Girls in the Garden horror show that
it
was
just a lot.
things that are not necessary.
A difficult read.
Why
I won't read A Little Life, because I feel like I've heard so much about it that seems traumatic. Yeah. And like people just like weeping while they're reading the book. And I'm like, you know what? No.
Well, it's like, I remember reading, I don't know why I was allowed to read this book as a child. And B, I don't know why I wanted to read this book as a child. But I read A Child Called It when I was like 11
I read that
years
young old. Too. It's horrible.
Oh my God. Visceral descriptions of this mother making her child eat his own out of a diaper. And I'm like 10.
I forgot about that.
This.
Thanks for unlocking that memory. Like, you know what? Let's move on from A Child Called It.
It came across on like our Facebook feed for the book club and Facebook page the other day. And I was like, why is this here?
Get this out of here. I love
Buffalo Hunter was the next one. Yeah. We got to move on. We got to move on from
We can't do child.
I can't. We're not having this conversation. I didn't read it in the month of July. We don't need to talk about it.
I'm not doing it.
Buffalo Hunter, we read. And that episode comes out next week.
I cried. I cried reading it, and I cried talking about it. It's
humiliating.
So
oh my God.
I try to get everyone to read it. I've told everyone about it.
It's
a must read. Like,
it's a must read. Yeah.
It's a must. Even if you don't like horror, even if you get grossed out, get it.
I mean, we talk about it in the episode. The horror is the function of the storytelling, but it is in no way gratuitous.
No, not at all.
The emotional weight that the horror plays in the storyline is so important to getting the point across. It is not Stephen King murdering children for fun.
No. It is so, like, there's horrible things happening and you're just so moved for the character because it's like his hand is forced and you're just like, I just want to give you a Capri Sun and like watch Hey Arnold with you and never have you think about what you've done.
Two of the most complex characters of the last like 5 years. Truly just a masterpiece.
Yeah. Stephen Graham Jones is like going to be one of my forever favorites.
Icon. Yeah. He has a new book coming out and boy, howdy, am I buying it on publication day.
Every book. I mean, I have his books. I read all of the ones that I have read of his were just like ebooks, but I think once I settle down a little bit I will get like real copies of them to just have.
But see, that's the other thing with your collection is like you can't really start or restart your book collection right now because you would just have too many things going on in your life. Like, what are you supposed to do with boxes and boxes of books?
Yeah, well, I do have a pretty empty bookshelf that I'm looking at right now in my room.
Well, then never mind.
It has probably 25 books on it. So I brought 10 to 12 books back from Bali. And then I've just kind of started buying stuff. Like,
got it.
So I would say we're maybe up to 30. I think we've got 30.
So the book that Mr. Stephen Graham Jones has coming out this year is called Off the Reservation. And it is the sequel to The Only Good Indians, which is the only other book of his that I've read. So I'm very excited. I can't wait.
I would almost love to talk about have a brief episode or something where we talk about like indigenous or like related fiction and nonfiction, because I feel like I've read so many good books. And I would love to have maybe a brief video where we talk about that, and you can talk about the books you read. I could talk about the books that I've read. Just kind of have the recommendation out there because it is our history, not our history, but our country's history. And you can kind of see the through line of how all of these things impact, life now, storytelling. I would love to
storytelling in particular. I feel like we forget that the medium of storytelling for Native American people is just so different. The importance that is played with storytelling is so different. I feel like as a Western culture, we've sort of forgotten the importance of telling stories.
Yes.
And
I definitely
that's
think that's
not
true.
something that, I mean, at least my understanding is that it's still very prominent in the Native American community. And so I would love to talk about that. I would also love to get somebody on as a guest
Right.
who is a member of that community to have that conversation, because
Yeah.
I feel as though even our exposure to
Our
Native
takes.
American literature, well, our takes are certainly very going to be very Caucasian because we are
Right,
Caucasian. But
of
I think
course.
that what I would love is to have somebody on, and if there's somebody out there who can help us find someone, or is, somebody who would want to come on the pod, let us know. Find somebody who would be able to bring in literature that we would not even hear about.
Right. Like, show me something new.
Because I feel like, Stephen Graham Jones is a great example of somebody who kind of broke into the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there's just, a lot of other literature that we don't even hear about because it's not on the table of Barnes and
Mainstream.
Noble.
Yeah.
Because it's
It's
not
not a
being talked about on
Goodreads
TikTok.
recommendation.
It's not a Goodreads recommendation. And so I think that, it would be, I think it'd be really cool. I would have a good time. I would like to have that. That is an episode of a podcast that I would like to listen to.
I know. I feel like I'm like buying so many books like that right now. So I'm like,
yeah.
I want to talk about it more. I want to like get more recommendations. So
I know.
it's like
And
my
I hope that
hyperfixation.
I know, we've talked to at least one person who listens to this podcast who appreciates the fact that we just sort of talk about a lot of books, and so they're able to get recommendations. And I hope that more people out there sort of feel the same way, because that was kind of the point of the book report, is to talk about a ton of books and get it out. Speaking of, the next on our list for us to talk about is, you guessed it, The Giver by Lois Lowry.
I love that you're doing that. That's so cute. It's so precious.
So I bought all 4 books in a single bound collector's copy. I am halfway through Gathering Blue, which is the second one. Listen, The Giver slaps, yo.
It does. I just don't want to experience it again.
That is a great book.
It's really sad.
It's really sad, and I will say, because it's only like 200 pages, it is a fast-paced book.
So much happens.
I forgot how much world building needed to happen, and then how much plot needed to happen, and how little space those two things needed to happen in. They go so fast from like him as a 12-year-old, which is again crazy. Him as a 12-year-old realizing that like maybe this community he lives in isn't that great after all, to
where's my grandma?
This old man helping him run away. Like, that happens overnight, it seems. Like, I don't know. If I was the giver, if I was the old man, I would want to help, reset the community, to have him leave so the memories come back, whatever, blah, blah, blah. If you haven't read it, you weren't a child in the 2000s. Because we all read this book in school. Every single person read this book in school. If I was him, though, I would probably take a little bit more precaution to get that done.
I know. It's kind of just like, okay, go.
Bye. And so, I mean, it's a great book. The sequel is incredible. I'm only halfway through, so we're going to talk about it in the September episode, because I'm going to finish it by then. But I'm taking my time with them. I was going to try to read all 4 of them in a straight shot, and then I was like, I'm going to read other things too, just because I can't focus on that.
Yeah.
But it's so good. And like the timeline is so interesting, like when these books take place, because you're not really sure of when the books take place.
Yeah, it could be any time. It's vague on purpose. It's vague on
purpose. Like the sequel sort of feels like it's supposed to be taking place before The Giver, but then there are certain little context clues that make you think like, oh, is this taking place at the same time? Is this taking place after the events of The Giver and everything has just gone to shit because of what happened in The Giver? Like, you don't know. It all is taking place after modern day, but you're not sure where those events line up. It is wild. And it's so different. Like,
stylistically,
it's so different. And I was looking at her full catalog. She has written so much.
I know.
I don't know why in my head I thought The Giver was her like
opus.
Well, I mean, I still think it is her opus. But
her
like,
only book.
I kind of thought it was like this is the one she wrote.
Now I want to look at her list because I was just actually shopping for my niece. I was like in Barnes and Noble looking for books because she's such a reader. We asked her what she wanted for her birthday. She said, she's like, I want 1,000 books. And I'm like, girl, got you. I'm just kidding. But I was browsing and I was like, oh my gosh, Lois Lowry. Like I was looking at all of her books, like not for a 5-year-old, obviously, but it just kind of took me back. Like
On
Number the
Goodreads?
Stars. Oh my gosh. That book
On Goodreads, she has
messed me up.
185 distinct works.
Number the Stars traumatized me.
Never read it.
Oh my gosh. That one was very sad. It's like
4.2.
It's just all of her. I feel like she is very good at writing books for children that's very accessible for them. But the emotional toll it takes, it's like, let's talk with mommy. Let's talk with daddy. Let's read it. People are afraid of people looking at them. Like, I think that even like golden books, which are so amazing. I loved golden books as a kid. Some of them bring stuff that's a little mature for kids. So I like when you are buying books for kids, you really do have to read it before they read it. You have to read it before they read it, period. I mean, I would say the same thing for movies. Like, I think you really have to be that filter.
Yeah.
You can't go into anything blind.
For that age, right? For 5. Like, it's necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, I think once you get to, like, preteen, it really depends on the child.
Yeah.
Like, I've known kids, like, age 13 to 15 who I would be okay with reading things that are not, like, explicit, obviously. Like, I'm not like, here, child, here's heated rivalry. Like, that's not going to happen. But, you know, I've known kids who were in that sort of age range where it's like, okay, I might recommend, what would be a good example? Like, I might recommend like a Vera Wong's Guide to Murder, or I
was reading in 6th grade. I had to do something for SSR, and so I like just went to the little bookshelf that my teacher had. I picked up A Tale of Two Cities, and I read A Tale of Two Cities, and I loved it so much that the whole year I just kept rereading A Tale of Two Cities because I was like, this is so good.
That might be a good way of thinking about like how to give children more advanced literature is classics. Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're not, I mean, you could in theory sit down and watch all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones from start to finish. You're not going to, but you could. It goes back to this conversation about, you know, people being intimidated by really long books. Like, you don't need to read 150 pages in a day.
No.
You could read 15 pages in a day. But guess what you will have done when you're done reading those 15 pages?
Right.
You will have read 15 pages that you hadn't already read. Like, just read something, anything. Just start a book. It doesn't have to be change your life. It doesn't have to be the best thing that's ever happened. And you certainly don't have to finish it if you don't like it. But at least pick it up and try.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just like, it's a whole thing. I'm just going through it right now.
I mean,
last on my list.
Yeah.
Well, we're going a little long. So
I know we really are.
I know. Last on my list is The Honeys, Ryan La Sala. We're gonna be going through a lot of Ryan La Sala over the next couple of months. This was his, and Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was his debut as a writer for Scholastic. He was writing for an independent publisher, a small press before. I think this was his first foray into big publication.
That's cool.
So it's really good. There is a movie currently in the works for The Honeys.
Wow.
It's a little like Lord of the Flies.
That's a great book.
Yeah.
I love that, like, I don't know, trope or like theme, but like anyone stuck on an island somewhere, I'm like, give me more.
It's a little Lord of the Flies if it was a summer camp.
I love
one of the things that I really like about Ryan La Sala's books, and I feel like I'm going against sort of my own rantings and ravings, is that children do get hurt in these books.
Right.
They do.
That is going against our rantings and ravings.
It's going against rantings and ravings. Children do get hurt in these books, but they're like 17, 18. They're not preteens, and they are playing an active role in trying to fight against what is happening around and to them.
They have agency.
They have agency.
Mm-hmm.
And so
it's not someone with a like magnifying glass looking down at an ant just torturing them.
Yes, they aren't just victims. They are out there being proactive in fighting for their lives. And so when something does happen, you're sort of like, okay, it sits better. I don't know.
Maybe
feel
that's
like
really what it comes down to, is the agency thing.
the
Maybe
agency.
we're like low key figuring out our own sensibilities as
Yeah.
we're doing this.
It's like people who watch SVU and are like entertained by the idea of like this child being assaulted, where I'm just like, why?
Right. It's like,
at least in the Ryan La Sala books, there's a certain level of agency that the children have that I think, while I think because they have agency, it takes it out of the realm of being for entertainment. And maybe that's what it is.
I think we might have like
because they have
out.
agency, it doesn't feel there's a word
exploitive.
That's exploitative. It doesn't feel arbitrary. Like the fact that they are a child, or maybe their age becomes arbitrary in the Ryan La Sala books. I feel like in other books, the point of the violence is that it's against a child. Whereas with Ryan La Sala books, the fact that they are children,
there are people in conflict.
There are people in conflict who happen to be 17. They're not. It's not that the landing point of the horror isn't this up because it's happening to a child.
Yeah.
The landing point of the horror is this is up because it's up, and the fact that they're a child is irrespective of the upness of the situation. So all that to say, you're going to be hearing a lot about Ryan La Sala books from me for the next few months. Yeah. And is it to bait engagement, Ryan? We'll see.
People love him online. People love him online. I mean, well-earned love. I mean,
I know you read Midnight Train. Do we want to talk about Midnight Train?
We can briefly talk about Midnight Train because I honestly don't care about it that much. I feel like Midnight Train is great for someone that might be going through something that really needs hope.
I was about to say that Matt Haig books are written for people who are going through some shit.
Like if you are having a hard time right now, or you have a loved one that's going through a hard time that really needs, like, to like be lifted up and encouraged, Midnight Train and Midnight Library are great books. Both, like, Midnight Library was definitely there for me during a hard time. It definitely like helped. But I'm really not going through a hard time right now. And so it kind of fell flat for me. And I don't love when books have a lot of pop culture references. I think I enjoy books more that create their own references that aren't real. So it's like, yeah, I was listening to the Ding Dongs and their famous song, Got Your Mom. You know, like I don't want someone to be like, I love the song Hey Jude by the Beatles. Yes. Like, I want to be fully immersed in a different world that doesn't exist. He doesn't do that. About every other sentence at one point was like another reference to a pop culture thing. And I think it's trying to like grab the reader and be like, hey, I understand who you are in the world you live in. I don't think it's that necessary, though.
It just reminded me, there was a Netflix show that came out where at one point a character goes, God, first Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott break up, and now this. And I was watching a recap YouTube video about it, and they were like, oh God, not the timely pop culture references.
Yeah, I just don't think it often works. Like, I'm reading a Robert Bolaño, I think that's how you say his name, book. And it's called Nazi Literature in the Americas. And it's basically just like, character studies of like all these demented people. And like literally within the first couple pages, it's talking about this writer and all the things she's written. And it's like all these really fun names of books and things like that, but it's made up and it's so fun to read.
Yeah.
And it just like is a lot more immersive to me, in like rather than kind of what Matt Haig does. But I do think that we do need Matt Haig writing. I think there's a lot of people that need his work. I think it definitely has a place in the literary world.
It's chicken soup for the fiction soul. Yes. Like it's self-help without being self-help, which is fine with me.
Yeah, I think that I probably won't pick up the new book. He's he said that he's writing Midnight Librarian.
Yeah.
I don't think I really want to do that.
I don't know if I will read it, but I know of at least 3 people in my life for whom I will purchase them a copy.
Yeah. I out of the few books, because I also read The Life Impossible, I still think Midnight Library is my favorite. I don't know if it was the first one I read or if I just genuinely like it more.
Mm.
But yeah.
I like The Life Impossible more, and I think it's because of the world that it inhabited. I thought was more fun, like the island, and there's that weird light in the ocean. Like it felt more mystic to me, as opposed to just like a Midnight Library. To me, just felt very. It was too almost religious, if that makes sense. It was a little too heaveny.
It was the Akashic Library. It's not Christian. It's like
I know,
New
but
Age
my own,
religious
damage. I was just
trauma.
like,
You're like,
yeah. What was
yeah.
that?
No, I think it's supposed to be the Akashic Library or the
I
Akashic
don't know.
Records. The Akashic Records, not the Akashic Library.
I don't know.
I don't know, Matt. Tune in. Let us know.
He doesn't care about. He's not watching this.
I
He's
know.
got other things going on.
He's writing
What
a
else
book.
did you read? I know you read Midnight Train. What else is on your list?
I finished Death on the Nile.
Boo.
Finally. I'm sorry. I thought it was going to be more fun to read.
Yeah, same.
I think I'm not going to like read any more of her books. I just don't care. I read Girl on Girl, How Pop Culture
That's
Turned a Generation of Women Against Themselves by Sophie Gilbert. I loved it.
Oh.
I was so depressed. I had to put it down several times because I was just like, wow, I feel really, really upset for women. Like,
Yeah.
it covers a wide range of topics. This one is not fiction. It's nonfiction. It's kind of like a cultural study.
Mm-hmm.
It's really depressing.
Certainly doesn't sound fun.
No. I would definitely recommend it to people that are interested in like feminism, understanding why we are the way we are in 2026 and how media treats women, how media treats famous women, how that trickles down to the average woman and relationships and friendships. I think she did a really good job of like covering a huge range of issues, but it's a heavy read. It's a really heavy read. It reminds me of another book I read, Dead Blondes and Bad Mothers. I can't remember the author of that one, but they wrote a couple books and they were actually really good. Who wrote that? Dead Blondes?
Jude Ellison S. Doyle.
Yes. So it used to be Judy. They transitioned.
Got it.
Sophie and Jude are both amazing writers. I recommend their work if you're really interested in these issues. It's definitely like I'm a woman, but I was learning things. So I definitely would recommend.
Oh, this looks really interesting.
It's depressing, but
Well,
I do think sometimes history and sociology and these things can be really depressing. But I think the more that you like explore topics that are interesting to you or that may impact you or impact people you love, it can give you the tools you need to kind of navigate the world in a more I hate to say the word empowered, but empowered way. I think it's important. I would say that's an important book for us to read.
It seems, I mean, so again, that's Dead Blondes and Bad Mothers. It's on the shorter side. It's only 272 pages.
It's very fast. They had another one. I can't remember what it's called.
Is it Tlon? No, that's the
Trainwreck.
Wasn't that made into a movie?
No. So Trainwreck was the women. So it's Trainwreck, the woman we love to hate, mock, and fear. So everyone's always looking for the train wreck. Britney Spears, Whitney Houston. So it's kind of like, like Billie Holiday, Sylvia Plath, Charlotte Bronte, Hillary Clinton. So their analysis is really good. And I think because they can bring it into these people or like bring up these people that are so obvious, like, yeah, I know who this person is. I know their story. They have an amazing knack for zeroing in on what people already know and building off that quickly and then kind of pulling the whole narrative together. And it's the same thing with girl on girl. Very similar styles.
Okay.
And I would definitely, if you're kind of interested in exploring those themes, check them out. They're sad, but I think good.
Sad but good.
Yeah, sad but good.
All right. Well, on that note, let's do a quick
On that note,
wrap up of where we're at. So today, as of August 11th, which is when this episode is going to be going out, which is also the day after my dad's birthday, and I need to get his gift in the mail.
Happy birthday, Dada!
Next week on August the 18th, we are going to be discussing Buffalo Hunter Hunter. It's crazy.
So good.
Y'all gotta just do it.
Watch the premiere with us. We have a live premiere. Watch the premiere with us. Comment on it. Like, chat with us, because we'll be in the chat, like,
we'll be
talking.
There.
So
it's fun.
Let us know what you think.
And then are we announcing?
Let's do it.
On August the 25th, I know what you're thinking. A 4th episode in a month.
Crazy.
What's going on? Jessie, why don't you let us know what's going on?
All right. So we are actually launching another podcast. We just can't get enough. So I will be hosting a podcast with my good friend Randall. It'll be called Between the Sheets. It will focus on romance, and specifically, Randall and I really enjoy fantasy. So we'll have more romantasy, but we will bring other romance books in. But we really are partial to fantasy worlds. We love dragons, mermaids, all of that fun stuff. Knights in shining armor. So that's what we will be talking about. We're really excited to do that. And we will also be doing a ACOTAR reread. So we'll have episodes coming out every other week leading up to the launch of the new Sarah J. Maas book, which is currently untitled. So we want to just go through the prior books in the series, kind of talk about what we thought when we first read it, and then kind of our thoughts with the reread, because we both read them years ago. And so like at this point, it's been a really long time. So I think it'll be fun to kind of reflect, because we're older, wiser, hopefully, and maybe have different sensibilities since we read it years ago. So we'll be doing that as well.
Different thoughts and opinions on who really is the victim here.
Right. Or like, what's okay behavior in a romantic relationship? Or like, wow, you're really dumb and weird. What are you doing? So yeah. Yeah, we're really excited.
That will take us directly into September 1st, which will be Gay Panic. And we were talking about We Burn So Bright by TJ Klune, which is very, very exciting. So keep an eye out for more announcement stuff for Between the Sheets, because we're going to have a few videos going up this month to sort of get everybody introduced and get that off. But we are very excited to have a full Tuesday slate.
Yep.
All 4 weeks are now accounted for, and we are building and growing. So very excited. But we definitely ran super long. So we're going to go ahead and
bye-bye.
say bye-bye. See you guys next time. Bye.